This is a Dctv comedy special presentation. Stranger in a Foreign Land, live from the Sports Channel Bar in St. Clair Shores, Michigan. Starring Marvelous Marv Veach, with special guest Coram Sheik. Now on with the show.
Yes, back again, live from the Sports Channel Bar here in St. Clair Shores, Dctv Comedy Night. Beautiful crowd here. Marv apparently didn't take too long, did he? No? But hey, next up, again, you all know him, you all love him. Here again for the second time in a year. Hopefully it's a little bit more. But ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Marvelous Marv Veach.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Move some stuff out of the way. Not going to be needing the tape. But we're going to need this because, Karoom. What the fuck is this, Karoom? Who the fuck in your country ever thought this looked good on a bra? One day me and Sue were at Walmart. This little Arab boy was lost. He lost his mother and he's crying. He's lost. We just walked into the place. I see this security guard who's working at Walmart. So how talented can he really be? And he says to the little boy, "Well, what does your mother look like?" And the little boy goes, "I don't know." Some of the shit I'm hearing for the first time too, that's why I laugh. I would like to introduce my father-in-law, John. He's here. His lovely wife of 58 years, Ann Palmer, she's here. And Julia, she's here. I learned so much from my father-in-law, and for all you hockey guys, my father-in-law played hockey for Scotty Bowman's father. Dad, if you could stand up and walk out here and shake my hand. No, come on. There you go. He's getting there. That's good. I want all you hockey guys to take a good look. This is how you're going to fucking walk when you're 80. If you live that far, that long. Sometimes I get depressed about getting old and I get all down in the dumps and I pick up my father-in-law on Wednesdays and we go to the chiropractor together. Last Wednesday I go pick him up, it's garbage day in their neighborhood. And as I turn the corner, this lady in this light blue nightgown is taking out her garbage. And I'm looking at her, and she bends over to put the garbage bags down, and I'm looking at like 80-year-old clam. I start to gag a little, but I don't look away. I mean, the clam's a clam. So I walk in the house, story, I tell my father-in-law, I'm like, "Holy shit, I just saw your neighbor's clam." And Annie goes, "Her what?" John goes, "Her vagina, Annie. Her vagina." Well, I never heard it called a clam before. My father-in-law goes, "Did it look like Angie Dickinson?" I said, "Probably from the clam down." For you younger people, Angie Dickinson was really hot way back when. Like Karoom says, Google it. So as I'm depressed talking about getting older, and I tell my father-in-law, I'm like, man, what the hell's going on with this pissing thing? I said, I wake up at 4 in the morning, I piss, then I stop pissing, then I milk it, and skeet, 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 skeet. Just when you're done skeeting, skeeting, you're jerking it a little bit, you get good at it. You know, you get good at it. And he goes, well, are you wearing socks to bed yet? I'm like, why the fuck would I wear socks to bed? Because that way, you know, when it starts spraying, you haven't reached that yet. But you're going to get real tired of pissing on your feet, dude. Jennifer. 32, Marvin. How old is Jillian? 27. How old are the twins, Jackie and Jessica? Right, 32, 27, 27, 27. All of you people are thinking, wow, how'd you do that? In 1987, me and Susie had one daughter. In 1988, me and Susie had 4 daughters. And you're all thinking, well, how the hell did you do that? And well, I'm going to tell you. After seeing her give birth to our first child, I thought, well, if I'm the girl, fuck, we're having 1 kid. So kids are up to her. About 4 years go by, she says, I think we should have another baby. I'm like, right on, I'll get me a boy, you know. So we go to our little love nest, drop little Jenny off in Lewiston. I get it in the morning, get it at lunch, get it in the evening. It's our little love nest. I'm hitting that shit 4 times a day. Boom, here comes Jillian in May of '87. She goes back on the pill. About 2 months goes by. I get home from work and she's downstairs crying. I go downstairs, I'm like, babe, what's wrong? She says, I'm pregnant, you asshole. I said, I thought you were on the pill. She goes, I was. The doctor says I'm pregnant. He doesn't want to see me till January. Boom, we find out March 1st, we're going to have twins. March 31st, 1988, Jessica and Jack. With my whole life with 5 women. Been married 37 years to my little queen right there. Me and Susie. Last night we go on a date. We see this comedian at Grace Church, was it? Real clean comedian. Never swore. Really, really funny. We come out. We're driving home, and Sue goes, you know, my Aunt Julie's going to be there, and my mom and dad, and did you notice, you know, this guy didn't swear at all. Now all my hockey buddies are thinking, oh no, he's going to be so boring. The show must go on. So she says, you did notice, right? I said, yeah, I noticed. And the whole time I was thinking, how the fuck is he doing I got a lot of hockey buddies younger than me, a lot of guys I rep with that are younger than me, all raising daughters, and it comes to their mind where they say to me, Marv, you raised 4 daughters, you know, how the hell did you do it? And I always tell them, don't be naive. There comes a time in every young lady's life where they want to touch that velvet. They want to touch it. They get together with their friends and they go, oh my gosh, I touched it. I touched Dan's. They're like, oh my God, you did? My daughter Jessica said to her friend, was it hard like they say? And she says, well, it was hard, but it was soft. She goes, when I kissed it, oh my God, he loved it. I gotta tell you women, when you never look better than you do when your lips are on the end of a penis. My God, beautiful. I said, but don't worry, man. They're a lot of fun to mess with when they're teenagers. My daughter, Jackie, she tells me, Dad, I got a date. Steve's coming to pick me up. And he's coming to pick me up Friday. We're going out to dinner and to a movie. So, you know, did you tell Steve he's got to come here and meet me like a man? Oh, yeah, Dad, he's going to come to the door. I'm like, okay, fantastic. About 3 hours before the date, I know if I eat 4 or 5 White Castles, I know I'm going to get the shits pretty good. I'm going to shit pretty good. So I take my motorcycle up to White Castles. I run in, I get my 5 cheeseburgers, and I come home, sit in my lazy boy, wolf down 5 cheeseburgers, sit in my chair, watch a little TV, and I can start to hear my stomach. Right on. Steve's coming at 7:30. It's 10 to 7. I'll just hold it back. I'm holding it back. My stomach's growling. I can feel that shit bubbling. I'm thinking, oh my God, 10 more minutes. I wait till about 7:15. Go in my back bathroom by the back door. Make sure the windows are closed. I don't turn on the fan. I want it to stink good. Sit down on my shitter, take my dump, and oh my God, it's terrible. The bathroom reeks of shit. The kitchen smells like shit. I don't give no flushes. I keep it right like it is. I get done with that, I go back doing my crossword puzzle in my chair. Sure enough, I hear a car door slam in the driveway. I hurry up and go to the back door. Come on in, Steve, I'm Jackie's dad. I shake his hand good. He walks in the house. I said, Jackie just went to the bathroom. Right away, I see Steve's face. He's thinking, oh my God, Jackie shits like a man. You know, Steve's not sucking no gash. I'm so glad to grow up in the family that I grew up in. Very loving mother, very loving father. Well, Dad was not too affectionate, but very loving man. Great family. I got older brothers and sisters that I adore. And when my mom and dad started their family, they had my brother Carl, normal name. Then they must have started drinking or some shit, and then they come up with, let's name the next 3, Gwendolyn, Claudia, and Marvin. Like, where the fuck did you come up with them from? You know? And then, of course, the baby, Heidi, another normal name, but us 3 middle one, Gwendolyn, Claudia, and Marvin. First time I met my wife, you know, she goes home all excited, and she tells her sister Julie, oh my God, I met this man today, or this boy today. I really liked him. I was 17. Not a man. She goes, oh my God, I met this guy today. His name's, you know, he was great, Julie. I think you guys are really gonna like him. She says, what's his name? Sue says, Marvin, but he don't look like a Marvin. Tell me that don't suck, dude. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck am I supposed to look like? Unbelievable. So you get advice when you have older brothers and sisters. Good advice, you know, especially from your sisters. Your brother, not so much. My brother's advice to me was, one thing I'm going to tell you about being with a woman, dude, you got to lick it before you stick it. I'll tell you another thing, too. Show me a guy that don't go down on his woman, I'll show you my next girlfriend, bitch. You know, I'm thinking, oh my God, my brother Carl is a professional ass licker. Thinking, what the fuck, I'm on his handlebars, I'm like 14. He's like telling me about licking women's asses. So in a fit of panic, I go over to my lovely sister Gwen, and she says, well, this is what I want to tell you. You know, you can take Carl's advice for what it's worth. I never listened to him much. She says, but I'm going to give you some solid advice. There's not too many young people here, but what she told me was, Marvin, when you're looking to pick out a woman to spend time with, you have to look at her teeth, honey. I'm like, look at her teeth. Teeth is like the last thing. I said, Gwen, why would I look at her teeth? She goes, well, somebody that doesn't have clean teeth is lazy. And you know, if they're that lazy, too lazy to brush their teeth, they're definitely too lazy to wash their ass. And who wants to go down on somebody with ass cracks? And I thought, this is the girl I need to be paying attention to. So when you meet my wife, little Susie Q, clean teeth and an ass that smells like strawberries. The first year we were married, I didn't think she pooped. I didn't think she pooped. Let me try that. I want to get rid of that. You know what I mean? Well, every time I talk, when she pooped, I didn't think she pooped for real. So it had to be 3-4 months every time she would go to the bathroom. You know, I would hear the shower running, the sink running. I'm thinking, oh my God, no wonder her ass smells like strawberries. This bitch don't poop. They light candles. They don't want you to know. One day I had a headache. I go over to the bathroom door. I knock on the door. I'm like, babe, you in there? She goes, yeah. I said, I got a headache, babe. Give me the aspirin. She goes, I can't come to the door right now. I'm brushing my teeth. Once my sister Gwen told me that, I'd go to parties a lot as a young guy. And then I would always be at the parties, introduce me to a girl, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? How are ya? How are ya? I know, a little weird, but my teeth are clean. Never worked. Our family's growing. We've got 2 lovely grandchildren. Before we had the grandchildren, nothing was more annoying than to be around grandparents. They're all like, dude, look at my phone. Look at. Here's my grandson. Look at, there he is, man, in the front room of my son's house. Look at this. I'm like, oh yeah, he's adorable, you know. Oh, here's my granddaughter. I'm like, oh, fuck me. God. Now, you know, that we have 2 grandchildren. If any of you want to see it, Susie's got 14,000 pictures online. She'll show you them. Out of the 4 daughters, 2 are married. 1 just got engaged to Opie from Georgia. Thanks to Tommy, now that this is on TV, and my daughter Jillian down in Georgia has the other 2 down in Georgia, and they're all watching this, and I can hear my daughter Jessie right now. That fucker just called Corey Opie. You know, what the fuck is this all about? Corey's a wonderful guy, Jess. Keep him. I love him. You know what I mean? His name's not Sheik or Cornelius Jackson, so I'm good. So me and my wife go down to Georgia. We're making out the wedding list, you know, and my wife's got a name of our friends on the docket for them to send out invitations, and the wedding save the date bullshit. Now they sent like 3 things to go to a wedding. You know, so we got down there, Mr. and Mrs. Balestri, Mr. and Mrs. Camerata, Mr. and Mrs. Abdillah, Mr. and Mrs. Scarcella, Mr. and Mrs. Falcone, and I hear Opie out of the kitchen go, geez, Jessica, I can't believe how many Italians your dad knows. Seeing my daughters, you know, and been living with me all their life, I hear Jessica say to Opie, oh yeah, my dad, he knows so many Italians, he speaks a little Italian. And I hear Opie goes, no lie, Jess. Your daddy speaks Italian? Jesse's like, yeah, go ahead, ask him. So I hear Opie out of the kitchen, there, Mr. Beach. He goes, Jesse tells me you speak some Italian. I said, oh yeah, that's what she tells you? I said, yeah, you want to hear a little bit? He goes, man, I'd love to hear you speak a little bit of Italian. I said, good, get in the fucking trunk. Living in a house with 5 women, some days don't go your way. You don't understand. You don't notice me. You know, all that head bobbing bullshit they learn. I start to think to myself, your escape would be to go into the shower. So one day I had enough of the 5 women thing with me. I step into the shower for a little bit of solitude. I look down at the raggedy ass little washcloth they give me to wash with, dial soap. And I see all these beautiful colored scrunchies, yellow, red, pink, light green, and I'm thinking, what the fuck are those? What's all this shit up here? And I look, and it's Vanilla Bean from Victoria's Secret, Strawberry Fields, Peachy Keen. And I'm thinking, wow, what is this shit? So I look up peaches, you know, I like peaches, so I grab me the yellow scrunchie. I put her a little bit of this Peachy Keen in my scrunchie, you know, get myself good and wet in the shower, and every smart man in the shower starts out at the head, you know, I wash my face real good, wash my neck behind my ears. I go down to my dick, I wash my dick a little bit, you know, why not, you know. And I want all you women to know in here, all these men, they wash their dick a lot. I get done washing my dick a little bit. I wash under my arms, I wash my arms, I wash my chest, I start to wash my dick again. I wash my balls, my dick. Aunt Julie, I'm trying to clean it up. Don't panic on me. No, men have been washing their dicks for a long time. So I'm washing my dick. I wash my legs real good. I wash my feet. I wash my dick one more time. I get my foot up on the soap dish, you know, so I can get deep in the crack of my ass, because who wants to go down on somebody with ass crack smell? Not Susie Q. So I'm washing my ass crack real good, just for shits and grins. I wash my dick again. I rinse off. I'm thinking, wow, man, this stuff is the shit, man. If you ain't got a scrunchie, fucking go buy one tomorrow. I come out of the shower, I'm drying off real good, and I'm singing, whose ass be smelling like a peach? Marvin David Beach, baby. So my little daughter Jackie, you know, she says, Dad, did you use our soap? I said, bitch, you don't own no soap. Me and your mom own all this shit. You don't own shit. She goes, I know. But what scrunchie did you use? I said, the yellow one. I used the yellow one, and I got all deep in my ass. She goes, oh my God, Jillian! Dad used your yellow scrunchie and got all deep in the crack of his ass. I hear a blood-curdling scream come from the basement. Mom! Dad's using using our scrunchies. Next day, black scrunchie on the wall, baby. I got my own shit. And on the son-in-laws, to be honest with you, if you raise your family in a loving home and you show your wife affection, who the hell doesn't want affection? So you know as a man that your daughters are going to grow up and they're going to give pussy to somebody. Don't be in denial about that. So you know they're going to give pussy to somebody. Might as well be a good guy. You know, my daughter Jackie's all bummed out. Now Jesse's getting married, her twin sister. So down in Georgia, she says to me, she goes, Dad, I'm all bummed out. I said, what's wrong, Jacko? She goes, you know, I don't want to be like Aunt Dorothy. She was the only lady not married, and I feel like I'm going to be like Aunt Dorothy, and I'm the only one not married. I said, Jacko, you're a lot better off with Mr. Wrong. Mr. Wrong make you fucking miserable. And believe me, Mr. Right gonna make you miserable too, just not as often.
Yes.
Link up here right now. Oh shit, I'm not lying, Claude, don't laugh. Help me out here, Claude, give me a story. I'll tell you what, when I met my wife, I met her at a party. She was a wonderful girl, and I said to her, I said, man, you want to go for a motorcycle ride? She goes, oh my God, I'd love to go for a motorcycle ride. I said, good, I'll pick you up. You know, tomorrow we'll go for a motorcycle ride. So I drive my motorcycle as a 17-year-old boy, drive up the driveway where John painted the garage, 6'2", 265, fucking huge. You know, you're a 17-year-old boy. I take one look at him and I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, what was her name? What was her name? So he looks down at me and he says, can I help you, boy? I'm like, yeah. I said, is Linda here? He goes, no, Linda lives here. I'm like, okay, sir, sorry for bothering you. I back my motorcycle down the driveway. I take off, I get to 9 Mile and Shaner, about 4 or 5 miles away, and I thought, son of a bitch, her name was Sue. Turn the motorcycle back around. Drive back up the driveway, and he looks at me and he thinks, holy shit, what does this kid want? I look at him, I said, sir, do you have a Susie here? He goes, yeah, I got me a Susie. Susie! She comes running out, she goes, oh, she comes out to the bike. I said, oh man, I don't think your dad likes me. She goes, oh, don't worry about him. It's my ma you gotta worry about. Nobody loves you like a mother. I want to wish all the mothers here happy Mother's Day. Nobody loves you like a mother. You know, my father used to say to me once in a while, you know, Marvin, if you didn't talk so much, people wouldn't know how fucking stupid you are. No, not my mom. My mom loves me. One day at a comedy act, some guy goes up to my mother and he goes, boy, your son is vulgar. My mother looked right at him and said, my son's fucking funny, you idiot. My mom was in, you know, I mean, no matter what you did, man, you could be robbing a bank and my mom would be like, I'll drive the car. Mom was in, man, both feet. Oh, yeah. Like, I looked the other day at the television and I see Jeffrey Feiger. What the fuck? Change your hair, dude. You know, even his mom thinks Jeffrey looks handsome. You know what I mean? You know, all of you that do have children, you know, you look at your children and you think, wow, look how handsome my son is. look how handsome my son is. Isn't he wonderful? Look how pretty my daughter is. Did you ever wonder what the fuck is Sam Bernstein thinking? Oh my God. My son's got the most perfect eyes. Let's not put sunglasses. He's so smart. And my daughter, isn't she pretty? I'm gonna be thinking, what the fuck are they thinking? My daughters all come into town. I got two teachers. Two child psychologists. Well, they got the degree. They do other shit. They graduated from Michigan State, Jerome. 3 out of the 4 graduated from Michigan State. So they come into town, and my daughter's got me hooked on sushi. You know, they're like, Dad, we think you would like it. You know, my wife, she don't want nothing to do with raw fish. You know what I mean? Right away, she thinks it smells like pussy. I'm not eating it. But my daughter's got me hooked on this sushi. I love it. So they come into town for the holidays, and my daughters are like, all right, Dad, we're going to go down to Royal Oak. We're going to party a little bit with you. We're going to eat some sushi. I'm like, right on. So we go for a couple of drinks. We go to the Japanese steakhouse to get sushi, and I'm a competitive guy. If you can row a boat, I think I can row a boat better. I'm kind of fucked up in the brain a little bit. You know? So right away I see my daughters break out these fucking chopsticks. I get my fork out of the napkin, and I'm thinking, you know, fuck that fork. I get the sticks. If they can do it, I can do it. So I get pretty good. Now I can eat like a jab with these fucking sticks. Oh yeah. I can eat some sushi with these sticks. I'm good with them fuckers, man. I pick the shit up, dip the shit, and I'm good, you know. All of a sudden, who walks in the door of the restaurant? I shit you not, the blind Bernstein. So, totally surprised, I look at him as he's coming through the door, and I'm like, oh my God, girls, don't look now. Don't look now, you're not gonna believe this shit, man. But here comes the blind Bernstein. So they all look, they're like, oh my God, it is. But Dad, he's blind, not deaf. I'm like, yeah, keep it down. They're like, yeah, you're the one that needs to keep it down, motherfucker. You know, geez, Dad, you keep it down. So now, we finish eating our sushi, we ignore the blind Bernstein, you know. We get back in the car. I always let my daughters drive, because as you get older, as a man, you start to drive and shit. So I let my daughters drive. Fuck, if I don't have to drive, I ain't driving. So I get in the car. I'm in the car, and we're driving back home, and I'm taking my eyes, and I'm trying to make my eyes look like a blind guy's eyes. So I'm thinking to myself, well, how can I use this in my act? And does this really look like a blind guy? And how the fuck will I ever know, really? I can't look in a mirror like this. You know? So real quietly, I talk to the daughter that I think understands me the most. And I say, Jill. She's like, yeah, what are you doing with your eyes? I'm like, does this look like a blind guy? And she says, man, you got problems. She's like, you really got mental problems. I'm like, you know what, Jillian, keep all that psycho bullshit you learned in college. I said, me and you just think differently. She's like, yeah, well, that's not right, Dad. It's really not proper. I mean, come on, you should be glad that none of us are blind. I said, well, I am really glad that none of you are blind, believe me. I said, but my mind works different. You know, like right away when I see that blind Bernstein, I'm thinking to myself, how the fuck does he know he's done wiping his ass? And she looks at me and she goes, wow, I never thought of that. wipes her ass. You look to when you're done. Am I lying? Fuck no, I'm not lying. So I'm trying to show, she starts to giggle a little bit. Oh my God, dude, you're right. Jessica. You know, how does that blind Bernstein guy know he's done wiping his ass? And Jessica goes, Jilly, shut up. Don't listen to him. You got any young guys in the crowd? Guys that ain't as old as Al and John and me? No, you're not young, Frankie. We got Matt in the back. Matthew. What a hockey player he is. No shit. Is that Jimmy? Man, I'm going to tell you about when hopefully as life turns prosperous for you and you turn the ripe old age of 50 and things start to, I don't know, not work like they used to. You're going to go for your first anal exam. I'm going to tell you all about it, bro. I'll tell you all about it. You're going to go to a doctor. I had Dr. Graves, about 6'3", 215 pounds, big guy. You know, Sue hooks me up for a doctor's appointment. You need to go to the doctor, you know. I don't want you going early. You know, you gotta go to the doctor and get checkups now every year. So I says, you know, sign me up. I'm a man, not scared. So I go to Dr. Graves and I see him put the old glove on and I got this stupid tie thing in the back that doesn't really cover much. You all know. Your ass is pretty much bare, Matthew. And he says, Marv, you know, I believe me, I don't like this as much as you do, but you're going to need to lean over the table. You know, so I take the position. Matt. Matt, you can see me, right? I take the position like this, Matthew. And he loops up not one finger, but 2 fingers. And he's kind of a big guy. Gets all up behind me. Doesn't fondle the pucker at all. Just kind of like pushes right in, man. So I'm leaning over the table. And he buries 2 fingers up to the hill, you know, and he's going around. You have a ping pong ball, Matthew. You got about a little ping pong ball that's stuffed so far up your ass, and this guy's gonna stick his fingers in there. He sticks his fingers in there, and he starts to go around my prostate. And I'm thinking, making me sick, Matthew. I felt so violated. Thinking, oh my God, how horrible. He goes, well, there's no bumps on there, so you're good to go. And he stamps off his glove, throws it in, boom, I'm driving home. I still got the gel in my ass. And I'm in my car driving home, and I'm thinking to myself, fuck, we gotta change this shit. I get home, Susie's like, well, how did it go? I said, how do you think it went? Dr. Graves is fucking huge. You know what I mean? Fucking Dr. Graves had his fucking half of his arm up my ass. I'm telling you right now, bitch, I want a woman doctor. If someone's gonna be fingering my ass, I want it to be a bra. She goes, well, here's the book, pick your own doctor. I'm like, right on. I go through the book and I'm looking and I see Karee Salih. So I'm thinking, you know, someone from Pakistan or an Indian girl. Little skinny brown fingers might be kind of pretty. I mean, why have a big guy finger fuck your butt? Am I lying? Fuck no, I'm not lying. So I said, this one right here, baby. Next year, I'm getting this one. She goes, fine. I said, okay. I said, now I got a question for you. I'm like, when you go to the gynecologist and you're sitting there all spread, man, with your gash wide open, why do you have a 5-foot guy named Dr. Bob Nagari playing with your pussy? Who's the guy you love? Hugh Jackman. Why not look for a fucking Hugh Jackman? no-brainer. So when you do get to that age, make sure, Matthew, you find yourself a nice little cute Indian girl or a girl. You know, it's not so bad. The next year came around. I took the position. I said, go ahead, Curry, slam it home. Go ahead, I'm game. I'll twerk this motherfucker. I was driving here today. No shit, I'm driving here, and sometimes the radio seems like it kind of speaks to you, you know? So I'm driving, and this voice comes on the sports radio channel, and it says, are you failing to satisfy that special somebody in your life? Are you finding it more difficult to stay aroused and really please the one you love? You need a Beaumont doctor. Do you have a Beaumont doctor? I'm thinking, no, but fuck, I'm gonna get one. I can't wait till next week. I'm driving my bike to fucking Beaumont. I'm walking in the joint and I'm like, who's the doctor that's gonna make my wife come like never before? This guy I wanna meet. I wanna talk to this bitch. Remember I was telling you about my little love getaway? When I turned 55 years old, some of my older friends in the crowd, they give me the happy birthday card, old man, and in this little wrapped up cellophane, there's these two little yellow pills that look like a football. And I'm like, dude, what are these? Oh, these are Cialis, man. You're gonna fuck your old lady like you're 25 years old, dude. I'm not lying. You're gonna stay hard. You're gonna be, it's gonna be unbelievable. So being a kid from the 70s, you give me a pill, Marv's take it. You know, why chicken out now? So boom, you know, on the ride up there, we dropped the little kids off at my parents' house in Lewiston, and we're headed to our little love nest. Boom, I take these pills, we get to our little love nest. Boom, dude, rock hard. So boom, I bang her like a caveman. Sorry, Mom and Dad. I love her. I do love her, you know, but I fuck her like a caveman. You know, so she gets up after that workout and she goes and reads her book, looking all prim and proper. I'm laying in bed watching a football game. About 20 minutes after, 25 minutes after, I get up and I look, and man, there it is again, man. Oh, man, this baby's standing right up. Hanging around a little bit, you know, I know I'm moving, Tommy. Hang. And she looks over at me, she's like, what are you doing? I said, look at this thing. I said, unbelievable. I said, put that book down, get back over here, because I got news for you. If this fucking thing is hard for 4 hours, we ain't calling no doctor. Get on that phone of yours and call about 3 of your friends. Shit, I got enough wood here to last me a lifetime. Now I know why they call it Cialis. Cialis run, motherfucker. Cialis run for your life, Alice, because I'm gonna fuck you to death. Tell me another one. What else I got? Oh, yeah. Everybody here has got HDTV. everybody's got Dctv now, man. High definition, it's unbelievable. You know, I know this is about a year old when the Winter Olympic Games were going on. My wife's so cute. Me and her lay in bed. We watch TV together. We take our position. We got our popcorn. Getting all excited to watch the Olympics. We love the Olympics. Watch all the U.S. teams. And there was a speed skating event. And the girl gets to the finish line. And as she crosses the finish line, she goes like this. And she unzips her top. She unzips her top. And all skin. And my wife goes, "Oh my God, she's naked under there." I'm like, "Yeah, no shit. Bras and panties and shit, that shit'll slow you down." So she goes, "Wow, I never thought of that, you know." So the next scene comes up, and it's the men's short track, you know. So all these little Korean, Chinese, Japanese guys, they all take the position, you know, on the starting gate, digging their toe in. And my little cute wife is looking at all these little Asian guys. And she's like, "I know they're small, but man, there's no outline at all. Like, where's their dick?" You know? So now, being me, my little fucked up brain, I start looking for dicks in these guys. So I'm looking at the TV and I'm like, man, no shit. It's like China is the dickless fucking nation. You're right, man. I don't see no fucking walnut. I don't see no head at all. You know, it's like, oh my God, how sickening. You know, next race, next heat comes out, boom, there's our boy from America, Dahani Jones. All pack. I'm like, "Yeah, baby, USA, motherfucker. Look at this fucking dick." You know? She's laughing. She goes, "No shit, man. He's gotta win." I'm like, "Yeah, no kidding, man." So now as I'm laying there, my fucked up brain starts thinking, man, if I was a fucking athlete, I'd want to be a ski jumper. And I would fluff my shit before. You know, Veach, you're up next. Okay, hang on. I'd be behind that door over there and I'd be fluffing my shit. I would want it plump, not hard. Hard makes you look like a degenerate. You know, but plump. I want my shit plump. You know what I mean? And then I would sit on that little seat, man, thinking, wow, man, 4 million broads are gonna be watching me do this fucking jump, dude. So boom, I get down in my crouch. Yeah, there it is. I wish I was a ski jumper. And I would hit the jump and whoop. Holy shit, look at the dick on that guy. Oh shit. Me and her laugh. We laugh. She goes, "You are really sickening. You are really sickening, Marv. What makes you think of shit like that?" Oh man. Tell me another thing, Sue. Tell me, come on. Oh man. Can I get a glass of whiskey?
Whiskey! Stack!
Let me get another glass of whiskey. Wait, we're not in a rush. Are you in a rush? Hell no, we're not in a rush. We get the dreaded phone call one night at 4 o'clock in the morning. And it's our the police officer in town, Chesterfield. He says, Mr. Beach, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. "Mr. Beach, do you have a daughter named Jessica?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." He says, "Well, we got her in a car right now, and she looks like she's had a little bit too much to drink." So I'm like, "Well, we'll be right down there. Me and my wife, we go pick her up, you know." I look at her in the car. The 2 boys that are driving her home are 0-0 on the breathalyzer, and little Jessie, she's had a little bit much to drink. And I look at her, I'm like, "Jessica, what have you been drinking?" And she goes, "Just Jack." I thought to myself, holy shit, man. I kind of dug it. I'm like, just Jack Daniels? She's like, just Jack Daniels. I'm like, have you been having sex today? She says, do I look stupid? I said, look at you. Look at you. I wouldn't spend a nickel on you in college right now. Now she's doing great. She's doing great. Great child. All part of growing up and growing in a family. How long have I been up here, Carl? Danny?
49 minutes.
49 minutes. I will. Hang loose, Gwen, like the balls on a moose. Boy, I can't believe I'm really drawing a blank. What else I got, babe?
What else I got?
Think about it. Anybody ever see me 14 times? Fuck that story. That story's bad. You know, these phones nowadays, these kids nowadays, they all texting. I started refereeing with these two guys over here, and they're like, dude, you gotta get a phone. I'm like, I'm not a phone guy. They're like, you gotta get a fucking phone, Marv. So about a month ago, my wife, she gets me the slide 4000. I left it in the fucking car. It's got the keyboard, you know, I slide it down. It costs $37. You know, and now all of a sudden the girls in my family, Stephanie, my niece, she's 42, what is she? She's 42 and she'll be on her way to work at 6:30 in the morning and I'll be like, what's up, bitch? How's my sugar plum? So she tells my daughters, oh my God, are you guys getting texts from your dad? And I'm like, oh yeah, does he call you sugar plum? So I go on this diet, you know, for the weddings. Me and the wifey, we're gonna trim down, you know, trim down for the weddings. So we join Weight Watchers. We join Weight Watchers and Jell-O. Dude, you can eat a fucking bucket of Jell-O. You can eat a bucket of Jell-O, dude, and Jell-O is 0 points. Some nights when you feel like chips and dip or pizza, it's fucking Jell-O, dude. So I get my half bucket of cherry Jell-O that I like, and my daughter comes in the house and she sees me eating this Jell-O, and she says, Dad, do you know what that's made out of? I'm like, no, and I really don't give a shit, Jennifer. She's like, well, Jell-O's made out of cow hooves and cow snout and all the bone, they crush it down and that turns into jealous. And I'm like, you know what? Why you gotta fuck with me? Why you gotta tell me shit like that? She goes, if you don't believe me, I'll ask my phone. So this bitch, you know, assistant principal at fucking school, this bitch tells her phone, sorry, what Siri, or whatever the fuck her name is, Siri, what is gelatin? This fucking phone says, well, Queen Jennifer. Well, Queen Jennifer, gelatin is made from horse hooves and cow hooves and bones from the feet of animals, and it's crushed down in to make gelatin. I walk over to the sink, dump my fucking Jell-O down the sink, ruined all my fucking 0 point shit. In our house when we were growing up, well, in my house when my children were growing up, I turned Wednesday into bitch day. If you got a problem with the way this family's doing shit, I don't care if you're 7 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old. On Wednesday, we ate dinner as a family, having 4 girls, this motherfucker's paying attention. I'm watching. So I thought, wow, how diplomatic would that be to let them really air out their differences, you know? So if you got a fucking problem on Wednesday at dinner, let's have it, you know? So on every Wednesday, Jillian had a bitch. From the time she was 8 years old to the time she was 17 years old. So she's like a 10-year-old girl, and she says to me, I got a complaint. I'm like, great, it's Wednesday, let's hear it. Don't try that shit on Thursday. Thursday you might get dragged to the bedroom by your fucking hair. Don't fuck with me on Thursday, don't fuck with me on Friday. But on Wednesday, fucking let me have it. What's the problem, Jill? She goes, well, I hate pork chops. And every week we gotta have pork chops. I said, well, this house is a castle. I'm the king of the castle. Your mother, she's the queen of the castle. And you guys are really just lucky to be in the She goes, well, I fucking hate pork chops. And she goes, I hate pork chops, and I don't like fat on my meat. I said, well, I like pork chops. The queen knows I like pork chops, so she buys the pork chops, and we have pork chops every once a week. I said, and one day when you get older, and you're the queen of your castle, you can eat pizza every day. No one can say shit to you. Right on. Hence, 4 daughters at home. I got none in my house, dude. Nobody wants to live in this motherfucker's castle. Just her, and she's really like the king queen. You know what I mean? So all my girls are out. And anybody that tells you, oh my God, you know, like a moms they'll feel that empty nest syndrome. I really miss the children. It's so lonely here. It's so boring here. Dude, I could do backflips on my fucking front lawn. I mean, if I was younger and more agile. You know, no kids in the house, dude. I'm getting up in the morning to make coffee, and I walk, boom, I'm fucking making coffee and my shit's swinging. You know what I mean? I shit with the door open. You know what I mean? No doors closed. I kind of like watching my wife pee. You know? I watch TV if she's taking a dump, but I mean peeing, I like a dog peeing. There's nothing wrong with that. So what's so cute is now I'm going to Jillian's castle. So I wake up in the morning and I'm starting to have flashbacks when the kids were at our house. And I'm starting to think, wow, what am I going to have for breakfast? So I open up her refrigerator door and I'm looking in the refrigerator. And here comes the queen of the castle, my daughter Jillian. And she's like, dude, what are you doing? Air conditioning my kitchen with the fucking refrigerator? I'm like, calm down, Jill. I'm just looking for something to eat. And just as she's saying that shit, you know, to get back at me, she goes, oh, by the way, tonight, Dad, we're having liver and onions, because this queen kind of likes liver and onions. I can stomach it, and I know you fucking hate it. I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it, Jill. And just then, I see the Ready Whip. I remember what Jillian used to do. I grabbed the Ready Whip. She's like, oh my God, you didn't. I'm like, oh yeah, I did, man. You, Jill. I like Ready Whip for breakfast. Remember when you used to do that shit? Fuck up all my Jell-O, there'd be no Ready Whip. I was driving to Georgia because I'll be damned if I'm going to start flying now. I don't know, you know. She's like, I can get tickets to Georgia, to Atlanta. We can fly into Atlanta, and they're only $104 each, and that's pretty cheap. I said, well, yeah, but then if I do go on a plane now, I want to look at the fucking pilot, you know. I want to walk in and look at him, like, smile, motherfucker. Don't be down and out. I want to kind of evaluate, you know, how bad of a day has this fucktard had? You know, maybe, just maybe, if this guy caught his love blowing the neighbor, we could be crashing into fucking, well, if this is Michigan, this would be Ohio. We could be crashing into fucking Ohio. I want to make sure the fucking pilot's happy. Oh, shit. Well, I'm kind of stretching. Anything else over there, baby?
We love you, Marv!
Well, we love you, Marv. Yeah. I had something on the tip of my tongue. And it wasn't a sesame seed. Oh, jeez, I hate to, we're driving to Georgia.
What about your J's?
We're driving to Georgia. We're driving to Georgia. We're driving to Georgia, and my wife is sleeping because Marv wouldn't fly. And I have one Dean Martin song that pops on. I got one Dean Martin song out of like 1,700 songs on my iPod. And this song comes on. Dun-dun-dun, 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 dun-dun-dun. How lucky could one guy be? I kissed her and she kissed me. Like the sailor once quote, ain't that a hole in the boat? The room was completely black. I hugged her and she hugged back. Like the sailor once said, ain't that a kick in the head? My head keeps spinning. I go to sleep and keep grinning. Is this just the beginning? My life is gonna be beautiful. And I look over and my wife is laughing. And I look at her, I'm like, fuck you, man. I sang that good, dude. So she's chuckling a little bit, you know, and I said, fuck, man, you think if I did that in my act, you know, my buddies would think, damn, you know, that fucker can sing all right. She goes, no, but I think they'll laugh about it. Me and Sue go shoe shopping, you know, when me and Sue met, this is another thing, Matthew, pay attention. When I met my wife, I took her shoe shopping every Friday. No doubt, every Friday, I took my wife, we'd get a pair of shoes, man. That is the key to a woman's heart. Take a bitch shoe shopping, Matthew. You get more pussy than you can believe that. I know it. So me and her are shoe shopping, but this time we're shoe shopping for me. So being a hockey referee, I get this new Metro Detroit referee. It's black with a white stripe, real thin white stripe down the side. I get myself a pair of black Air Jordans, man. They look off the chart, dude. So I untie them a little bit, make them baggy tied. I walk into the room and Ryan goes, dude, you got Jordans? I'm like, fuck yeah, I got Jordans. Black Jordans, motherfucker, they match my shit. You know, he's like, too cool, Marv, too cool, bro. Did you get your phone? I'm like, yeah, I got the fucking phone. Don't worry about the fucking shoes, boo. My shoes, he's like, yeah. So after we get done reffing, being, you know, white, older, I go to the National Coney Island on 12 Mile and Rochester Road, is it? I'm sitting at the counter eating 2 Coney Islands, and all of a sudden I hear this voice behind me, "Hey man, I like your J's." I keep eating, you know, and I'm thinking to myself, who's the Negro talking to, man? You know, all of a sudden, man, he gets closer. "Hey man, I like your J's." I turn around and I'm like, "What the fuck did you say?" He goes, "I like your tennis shoes." I'm like, yeah, thanks, back off a little bit there. Don't fucking crowd me. Don't fucking crowd me. Me and my wife now, you know, now that I got the woman doctor, me and my wife have the same doctor. So, feeling a little frustrated, you know, my buddy Paulie, he got hearing aids put in both ears, because I guess he can't hear. He shot rifles in the Marine Corps, and Carolyn thinks Paul can't hear, so now my buddy Paul looks like a fucking retard with 2 fucking antennas sticking out of his fucking ears, I kid you not. And we go out to dinner with Paul and Carolyn's like, Marvin, don't make fun of Paul's hearing aids. I'm like, don't worry about it. They're in Milwaukee visiting their friends, or they couldn't do this, you know. So I'm like, don't worry, Carolyn. I know you know he's sensitive. Whatever. So I'm like, no problem. I said, but I did get him a birthday card. She goes, oh yeah, that's good, that's good. So I got him a birthday card. I found it at Cracker Barrel. And it says, dude, another year older, don't worry about it. When people start teasing you that you're old, just let it go in one hearing aid and out the other. No shit. So I give him the birthday card, and he's reading the birthday card, and he looks over at me, you know. He goes, I hope you're happy now you're buying dinner. Carolyn's like, well, read the card, read the card. He's like, Carolyn, shut up. Not reading the fucking card. So anyways, back to the doctor. I tell the doctor, I'm like, hey, you know, I'm having trouble right now. I don't know how to say this to my wife, but I think she's having trouble hearing. And she's like, what are you talking about, Marv? I said, well, when I talk to her, and she's in the kitchen or something, and I'm in my chair, which is only roughly about 20 feet away, and I'm talking in a normal man's voice, she doesn't even hear me. You know, she just like I'm invisible. She says, well, I know it could be a touchy thing for someone getting older, so you got to do me a favor, Marv. She says, when you're at home next time, I'm going to be seeing you 2 weeks from this Tuesday. So in the next 2 weeks, if you could talk to your wife like in a normal tone voice, start out at the 20-foot mark. If she doesn't hear you, move up 5 feet, you know, and say it again. So I said, okay, that's a good plan. And she goes, let me know how close you get before Sue hears your voice. And I'm like, fantastic, fucking great idea. You know, and she goes, and then I will know, you know, how to treat her. I'm like, well, good, that's a great idea, Sari. So ask her what color panties she's wearing, right? So that next 2 weeks, I start out, my wife's making dinner in the kitchen, smells good, you know, but I want to know what it is. So from 20 feet away, I'm like, babe, what's for dinner? There she is, toiling away in the king's kitchen. There's my little queenie cooking dinner. Doesn't answer me at all, so I get 15 feet from her, and I'm like, babe, what's for dinner? still nothing. I'm like, damn, she's fucking deaf. I get 10 feet away, and I'm like, babe, what are we having for dinner? And this bitch don't even turn around or nothing. She like keeps making our salad, you know? I get 5 feet from her, and I'm like, babe, what's for dinner? For the 4th time, Marvin, we're having fucking chicken. Everybody now is so sensitive. You know, nowadays, everybody's so sensitive. I'm at the store today, and there's a guy in front of me. And he asked the person at the store who's working at the store, he's like, dude, where can I find the Polish sausage? So the guy looks at him with this weird look, you know, and says, are you Polish? And at first I thought, wow, what a prick, you know. You know? So the guy in front of me goes, hey, you know, that's a very rude comment, you know. She goes, if I asked for Italian sausage, would you ask if I was Italian? You know, and I'm listening to the guy and I'm thinking, uh-oh, here we go. Then he goes, and if I asked for bratwurst, what would you do? Ask if I was German? And I'm thinking, wow, you know. So I got really not the quiet type, so I'm like, dude, you're at fucking Ace Hardware. I almost slipped with the P word. Come on, Polak. Buy your little screws and your screwdriver and get the fuck out of here. Man, a good thing I brought her tonight or I would have sucked. I'm not lying. I only had 1 glass of whiskey. It's like I'm drawing a blank. I did smoke a lot of pot. Whenever I feel down and out, I like to go to Walmart. It doesn't take you long. When you walk in Walmart, it's going to take you about 5-10 minutes, and you're going to think, motherfucker, I'm the best looking motherfucker in this store. No shit, man. I've never seen so many fucked up people in my life. So being on Weight Watchers, I don't know how many Weight Watcher people we do have here. If you've ever tried it, it does work. At Walmart, you can get Weight Watchers shit unbelievable. They got all the shit. The thin bagels for 2 points instead of a 4-point bagel. I mean, dude, they got the hookup. So one day in Walmart, this is an honest truth story. I'm pushing our cart and I'm looking for the Weight Watcher potato bread that's 35 calories a slice, dude. So you can eat 3 slices of toast, you know, with the spray butter, and you're fucking eating, that's like 2 points, dude. 2 fucking points. So I'm looking for the fucking potato bread, pushing my cart, and all of a sudden my cart stops. And I hear this guy go, hey man, you just fucking bumped into me. And I look down, and it's a midget guy. It's a midget dude shopping with his midget wife. And I accidentally bumped his fucking leg a little bit, you know? I'm like, oh man, I'm sorry, dude. He goes, I'm not happy. You know, and he starts to take like a walk at me. So I back up once I grab my potato bread, and I'm thinking to myself in my fucked up brain, you know, wow, this dude looks like he's coming after me, and you can't beat up a midget in Walmart. I mean, how badass is that, dude? You're a fucking 3-foot fucking midget. But then my other thing clicks in and says, but all your hockey buddies, dude, I'm not getting beat up by a fucking midget either. So I take the bread, man, and he goes, I'm not happy. And I said, let me guess, grumpy? Oh shit. There's a black dude at the end of the aisle watching all this shit go down, wondering what's the big guy gonna do. Is he gonna fuck the midget up? Is the midget gonna fucking, how's this gonna play out? As soon as I said, let me guess, grumpy, this fucking black dude beelines it around the corner. He's thinking, I'm thinking to myself, what's the fucking odds of this midget fucking with a comedian? My wife, we get to the next aisle, my wife goes, oh my God, dude, that was great. Man, you're a quick thinker. Man, you're a quick thinker, Mark. How'd you come up with that shit so good? Oh, man. Anything else come to mind, babe? You're on a roll. You're on a fucking roll. I almost forgot the midget story. Oh well, how long now, Dan? 1:18? Hour 18. I do apologize tonight for being so forgetful. Usually I'm not. If you would have went to the last show, you would have thought I was good. Right, Claude?
Right, baby, right.
Let me think, though. I think. Oh yeah. We go to Georgia. Me and my wife. We go to Georgia a lot. We got 3 daughters there. Fucking hate Georgia. There's no lakes, I hope my daughter's child moves when he gets bigger so she knows the pain and turmoil. So Sue comes up with this bright idea. She goes, hey man, Jillian's last doctor's appointment and her due date is tomorrow. Why should we wait for the call? Let's go to Georgia and we'll surprise Jillian when she walks in the doctor's office, and boom, there we'll be. And I thought, wow, what a wonderful gal I married. And I thought, right on, man, that's what we'll do, babe. She goes, good, let's go. I said, if we leave right now, it's like 8 o'clock at night. Drive all night. I'll drive all night. We'll get to Georgia around 6 o'clock in the morning. And then when we see Tyler and Jillian's car go by on 141, we'll be at the Waffle House. Choke and puke. On all my motorcycle trips, me and my motorcycle buddies would get together. We'd say, okay, man, for the week, let's pick out the one Waffle House broad if you had to. What Waffle House broad would you fuck? Not that we would, Sue. I'm not fucking Tiger Woods. But we had to pick out a girl. So we ate at Waffle Houses, right, Chris? We ate at fucking Waffle Houses every morning on the ride. About 16 bikers pulling the Waffle House. After the Waffle House, we'd all be going like, well, what did you pick? I'm like, I'm waiting till tomorrow. This Waffle House didn't find me my queen. You don't want to wait too late, though. Because on the last day, motherfucker, you're picking one. We're talking about the haircut. So we're down in Georgia. We see Jillian and Tyler go. We right away go back to their house, hit the garage clicker. Boom, we get into their house. Our room happens to be on top of the pyramid. They got like a 35-foot ceiling with this staircase. Holy shit, dude, it's like 25 steps. So we walk up to our little abode, and we sleep till noon. The doctor's appointment's at 2. I said, I need a haircut, man, bad. So she's like, well, where are you gonna go? I'm like, I don't know, fucking find a barber shop. I mean, I'm 57 years old, I got you. It's not like my haircut's riding if I get pussy. You know, I'm getting pussy. Well, maybe not at Jillian's house. She has a thing about that. No, we're not soiling Jilly's sheets. You know what I mean? No, we're not making a wet spot in Jilly's upstairs room. Whatever. You don't notice me. You know? So, we drive to the doctor's office, and across the street next to this Mercedes dealer, there was a Mercedes dealer, a Bentley dealer, I mean a nice area of fucking Atlanta, Georgia, North Atlanta. You know, and I see this fucking beautiful barbershop sign, Fellas, P-H-E-L-L-A-Z-Z-Z, Fellas. And it's got this barbershop fucking thing going around. So I'm like, right there's a barbershop, man. I'll walk across the street. I'll go into Fellas, you know, we'll go into Fellas, and then, you know, we got till 2 o'clock, and the haircut can't take that long. You know, I mean, and she's like, all right on. So me and her, we cross the street, we walk up the Fellas. She's in front of me. She opens the door and she walks in, and I'm right behind her. I walk in, and boom, I kind of like bump into her. She's on her way back out the fucking door. There's 11 brothers in there, man. The whole place smells like that black guy's hair cream stuff. I mean, I don't know what that smell is, dude, but it's different. You know what I mean? So she's on her way out the door. I bump into her. I'm like, what the fuck you doing? She goes, look. Bernstein, I'm not, bitch. Oh, I can see fine. You know? So I see the one brother looks at me and goes, hey man, I help you. I'm like, yeah, brother, I got my daughter's gonna give birth. I'm gonna have my first grandson, man. I need to be fucking hooked up, dude. You gotta hook me. He goes, man, I hook you up good. He goes, come on in. So she looks at me like, really? You're really going in? Too late now. I'm not looking like the white pussy from I'm going in and getting my fucking hair cut. So the brother walks up to me and goes, yeah, man, I'll hook you up good, brother, but you're gonna need a lot of work. Is that what he said to me, man? He goes, yeah, man. He goes, I'm gonna hook you up, bro, but you're gonna need a lot of work. So I'm like, well, how much is it gonna cost me for all this fucking work? He looks me over, he goes, well, your eyebrows need to be trimmed down, bro. You know, you get a little bushy. I trim that goatee up, motherfucker. And yeah, you're gonna look good. So well, how good am I gonna look, and how much is it gonna cost me? He goes, $25, I'll make you look real good. So I'm like, $25, motherfucker, let's get started on all this work. 5 minutes later, man, my old lady's sitting on the chairs in this brotherhood. I'm the only white cat in there, but one old guy, about my father-in-law's age, and he's just getting you know what I mean? All his shit straight, though. The motherfucker's got their shit cut, dude. I mean, square. You know what I mean? So I sit down in the chair, and my wife's sitting down next to this 300-pound black dude and this other little dude, and they bring in some fucking smokehouse food. Pork, pulled pork, what else they had? They had all that shit. You know, what's that other stuff they call? Yeah, no, they had no, not the vegetables, motherfucker, the meat. You get it. No, brisket. They had all that smoked brisket. I mean, it smelled good. Here's my wife. Oh my God, that smells good, you know. He goes, yeah, it is good. Bitch, you want a wing? She goes, no, I don't really like wings. You want some of this brisket? She's like, yeah, I'll try some of that brisket. Next thing you know, Sue's eating lunch with 2 black. I'm getting a haircut, you know. He's like, where you from, Marv? You kind of funny, man. He goes, where you from, brother? I said, I'm from the D, dude. He goes, no shit. He goes, Mitchell. Mitchell, Marv from the D. He goes, Mitchell from the D. All of a sudden, Mitchell looks down at me, man. He goes, where you from, bro? I said, Lower East Side. From the Lower East Side, brother. I went to Denby. He's like, oh, shit. He's like, oh, shit, I'm a West Sider. I'm like, right on, Mitchell. Next thing you know, man, we walk out. All my shit was short. She goes, I can't believe you let that dude cut your hair. Don't worry, man. It did smell. My hair smelled. My hair was smelling, man. They put all that shit on me. It was horrible, and but my hair looked good. Next time I go to Atlanta, motherfucker, I'm going back to Fellows. I want to thank all you people for coming out, It's been a lot of fun. I do appreciate all you. Karoon, thanks a lot. Fantastic, brother. Keep loving your families, man. Keep loving your families and treat your special somebody wonderful. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. You are special people. All of you who are mothers are fantastic. I really, my hat goes out to you. Right. Johnny, it's been a great time. One thing I want to say before this goes, now that you do have me on television and all my kids, they throw parties at their houses. They have 25 people over their house for this big party. And now they're all looking at my poor son-in-law to be, Corey. Like, dude, man, fucker called you Opie, dude. Corey, no offense, I love you like a brother. One more story, Tom. Hurry, Tom. This is a short one. Remember I told you about all my daughters coming into town. Me and my wife, we take off on a motorcycle about once a year in the fall. I love it. We go to a place called Saugatuck, and we buy art there. You know what I mean? And my other buddy, Johnny Scarcella, when I tell him, I called him up, I said, John, you and Linda want to go to Saugatuck? He's like, no, dude. You know what they call that town? They call that town Suck-a-Dick, dude. It's a gay fucking town. John, why you gotta ruin my shit, dude? He's like, I'm not ruining your shit, dude. I'm just telling you, man. The motherfucker's a gay town. I'm like, whatever, man. I care less who you love, who you know. It is what it is, you know what I mean? So we still go to Saugatuck, me and my wife. We drive our bike to Saugatuck. And on the way, we're gonna stop at Michigan State, Caroon, where all my daughters graduated from. We're gonna stop at Michigan State. We're gonna see the twins. So we knock on their apartment door, and the twins answer the door, but they take their sweet time doing it. It's like 11:30, and we're like, come on, man, open the fucking door already. So they both open the door, and they're both holding cats. So I look at my wife, and I said, what the fuck is this, She's allergic to cats. If my wife touches a cat and touches her eyes, this bitch is gonna look like Hulk. Her face will swell up, her face will get huge. And the twins know this, and they're being college educated, but from Michigan State. So I look at the two twins, and I'm like, what the fuck are those? She goes, duh. They're cats, Dad. I said, yeah, I know they're cats. Your mother's allergic to cats. Now she can't come in and visit, dumb fuck. So we take them to lunch. To make a long story short, we take them to lunch. We take off on our bike. Now go a year and a half later when they're going to be graduating with their adopted fucking cats. And I look at little Jessie and I said, I hear you have a career change. Your mother says you're not going to be a nurse no more. And she says, well, Dad, I went to take care of this 86-year-old woman, Helen, and she shit all over herself, and as I'm cleaning up this lady's poop, and I'm cleaning the bed and changing the bed, she's like, I'm thinking, fuck being a nurse. How do you argue with that? I kind of would think fuck being a nurse too. And if you are a nurse, God bless you. Really, God bless you. You're special people. So my daughter goes, yeah, I'm thinking of fuck being a nurse. I'm not going to be a nurse. I said, well, sweetheart, what are you going to be? She goes, well, since I have this psych degree, I'm going to be a sexual doctor, sex therapist. Yeah, that's it. She goes, I'm going to be a sex therapist. Dude, I almost fell off the fucking I said, let me get this straight. If someone like me and your mom were having trouble in bed satisfying each other, we would go to you. She didn't know what to say. She didn't answer me, you know. So now they're graduating. It's December. They're going to graduate in April. They're home for Christmas. And I say, Jess, Jackie, what are you guys going to do, man, when you graduate 4 months from now? You can't live here with your fucking cats. Did you guys gas the cats? She's like, we're not gassing the cats. I'm like, you're not gassing the cats. She goes, no, we're not gassing the cats. I'm like, well, where the fuck you gonna live, man? You gonna live under a bridge in Mount Clemens? And all my fucking hockey buddies are gonna drive the bridge. Tom, you might go sit down, motherfucker. I'm just getting started with this shit. Like, what are you gonna do, man? Live under a bridge in Mount Clemens, and all my hockey buddies and all my ref buddies are gonna go, yeah, there's the beach girls living under the bridge on, you know, fucking Clinton Road and Gratiot in Mount Clemens. You know, they're like, we're not gassing the cats, Dad. Jackie met a chef online, and we're gonna move to South Carolina. Am I lying? Fuck no, I'm not lying. Now I got two 21-year-old girls that met a fucking chef from fucking South Carolina, and these two fucking broads are moving to South Carolina. I about had a heart attack. I said, let me get this straight. You and Jackie met a guy that me and your mother have never met, and you're gonna move to fucking South Carolina? She's like, well, you met him. What was the fucktard's name? Kalen. When you met Kalen, he lived in the subdivision in the 2nd grade, and then his mom and dad got divorced, and now he's this big chef, and he's in South Carolina, and Kalen's moving us to South Carolina. I said, I got news for you. Jeffrey fucking Dahmer was nice in the 70s. I said, even Jeffrey Dahmer was nice back then. So me and my wife, we go to bed, we're in shock. My wife snuggles up to me with her clam. 36 years, bro, you gotta touch me with the clam. She snuggles up to me with the clam and she says, oh my God, Marvin, what are we gonna do? And I look at her, see how troubled she is. I said, I don't know. You wanna ground them? And I started to laugh. So she goes, well, we really can't ground them. I'm like, yeah, no shit. I said, but I'll tell you this right now. There's a guy in South Carolina right this minute that's high-fiving all of his buddies and saying, man, you ain't gonna believe this shit. I got twins coming down here. That's another thing that made me sick about girls, teenage girls. Oh my gosh. One day we're having family dinner, and all my daughters are talking about their guy friends. I got guy friends, you know. Oh, Rob, he's my guy friend. Mitchell, he's my guy friend. They got guy friends, fucking guy friends in high school. So one day I got that attitude where I've had enough of the girly shit, and it's time to be open with my daughters. And I tell them, I said, I got news for you. Every guy friend you have, at one time or another, has jacked off thinking of boning you. They're like, you're sick, dude. I can't believe how sick you are. I'm like, if you don't believe me, walk down the street 8 houses, ask your Uncle Carl if your guy friends ever beat off thinking about you. So 4 years later, they're at college and they're all fucked up at a party. They're all talking to their guy friends. And the one, you know, the Jack Daniels drinker, she's half in the bag and she tells her guy friend, she goes, man, you won't believe what my dad told us. My dad told us that all of our guy friends jack off thinking about us. The guy looks at her and goes, holy shit, man, your dad told you that? And she's like, yeah, you believe it? He goes, well, I can't believe you said that to you, but your dad is right. Otherwise, you're an ugly girl. Okay, Tom.
That Money Shot presentation brought to you by Detroit City Production Company. Squeal like a pig, squeal like a pig. Ha 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 ha.